The possibilities for Bitcoin right now are absolutely huge, and I'm going to cover that with you, including how Bitcoin could be looking at rising significantly higher if we start going parabolic. We're actually right on the cusp of doing that, and I'm going to show you why a little bit later on in this YouTube video. But first of all, let's take a look at the short-term outlook here. Yesterday I spoke to you when Bitcoin was here, and I was telling you that I'm expecting Bitcoin to continue up into the 30k range, which is exactly what we did, but it was a shallow push. What we did do, however, and this is huge, this is a really big deal, is we did end up using this area of resistance as a new area of support. That's exactly what we predicted in the previous video, so bam, perfectly on cue right there. I'm loving what I'm seeing. As you know, my position continues to develop. I actually shared a screenshot on Instagram. You can follow me down there in the with the description. I'm now in over $200,000 in profit on my Bitcoin trade. This is an outdated screenshot right here. I just haven't refreshed it yet. That's my bad. And that trade is going really, really well. And what's really exciting is the altcoin market has massively heated up. I've been talking to you a lot about how I'm expecting the altcoin market to blow up, and we've actually been putting out some extremely critical analysis out on the 𝗬𝗨𝐺 daily channel, which you can join, which you can subscribe to by following this link in the description down here. It's right at the top. We've actually been talking about a lot in this market with the altcoins, and these things have started to pop off, and money has been started to has started to come in for those of you that have been watching that channel. So shout out to you guys. I will be talking about this stuff a little bit later on. Ethereum against Bitcoin also just exploding right now as well. This is a really big deal. It might not look like a lot on the weekly time frame, but we zoom in, I mean, this thing is fucking flying. But let's take it back to Bitcoin just for now. I don't want to cover that stuff just yet. That will be going on the second channel right after I upload this video, so make sure you're subscribed. For now, with Bitcoin, we are getting that support retest, which is absolutely beautiful. Bitcoin was finding resistance here. We're now coming back down to find support, and if we look at some of our very short-term support indicators like the 1 hour Ichimoku cloud, we're also finding a support bounce off that right now. 1 hour EMA ribbon, we've actually lost. Let's take a look at the 4 hour EMA ribbon, and yeah, we are in that right now as well. So we've got our fairly short-term support indicators showing us that we're going in the right direction right now. We're doing all of the right things, which I think is pretty good. I also like the fact that Bitcoin ended up consolidating here now for, this is now confirmed basically, for about 2 days. I'd say the consolidation kind of ended around over here, so about 2.5 days we were consolidating after about 3 weeks of consolidation right here. So it's really nice to see that our consolidation periods are getting shorter. It only took 2 days to break out of this pattern and then set a new high, whereas previously it took 3 weeks. This is a really big deal. I like to look at things like this because it helps me position myself in the market. When the market is moving really slowly like this, I don't want to say tune out a little bit, but more importantly, when the market then starts to really heat up and is moving quickly, I know that I've got to make decisions quickly, and that's exactly what we've done. I've actually shared details of an Ethereum trade that I was interested in taking with VIP members just yesterday, and today that has now developed into something that has materialized, and I'm ready to put money behind a particular idea. All of that information is going to go inside of 𝗬𝗨𝐺 VIP, which you can join by following these steps on screen right here, or simply by heading on to the links right here in the description. And we are running a 50% discount, but it ends today. Today is actually the final day for you to get 50% off on VIP. So follow these links right here and get yourself inside if that's something that you think you'd be interested in right there. But yeah, very, very important to see these, kind of very volatile environments kind of starting to now take hold of the market again, because it could mean that we're looking at, really, really nice big progress here. So here's the deal: is if we lose this area right here, if we lose this resistance block that's now been flipped into support, I think we're going to end up falling significantly lower. You could say that we've got a little bit of support down here where we were finding a bit of bounce, some bounces over here, but I really don't think that that's anything significant enough. So I'm going to expect that we drop lower, and if we do drop lower, it's going to be this level right here. You already know a little bit about this level. We were talking about it with the fractal setup that I showed you in one of my previous videos, where Bitcoin did something a little bit like this, and this time frame was actually 30 days. So if we're following that kind of fractal, we will end up coming back down here again. So that's going to be very important to watch, and I'm definitely going to be keeping a close eye on that. Changing it up a little bit and getting to some of the more exciting things. Here's something interesting that I want to show you before we head back to the normal analysis, which we will do in just 1 second, is that Bitcoin is now up by 40% since Jim Cramer told everybody to sell. So, this is your classic situation where, and it's not just Jim Cramer, right? Jim Cramer is held as a scapegoat, not even a scapegoat. He's just like everyone knows that he's an idiot and that he doesn't really know what he's talking about and stuff like that. And he was bearish on the market down here, but it wasn't just Jim Cramer. It was most people in the market were bearish down here. Most people were absolutely shitting bricks on this drop, you know, just completely losing their shit and expecting a $16,000, $15,000, $10,000, $8,000 Bitcoin, you know, and since then Bitcoin has absolutely surged to the upside. So I wanted to highlight this to you, bring this to your attention just for 1 second here, because a lot of people always are on the wrong side of the market, and I always say on this channel, you guys know this really, really well, smash up the likes if you know what I'm about to say, that I'm not here for friends. I'm not here to make friends. I'm not here to get in a circle and fucking you know, stand in line with everybody and you know, like make sure we all agree with each other. You know, I'm not here to make sure that I've got brothers by my side who I can you know, send fucking crypto memes to in a group chat, you know, just to comfort myself so I don't actually do any real analysis. You know, a lot of people just want to be in agreement with everyone. They want a sense of camaraderie when they come into the markets. You might not even know this consciously, but it is there subconsciously for a lot of people. You know, but me, I'm just interested in buying low and selling high, and that's a really, really big difference. And you start to tune people out like Jim Cramer when you enter that camp of people who just want to fucking make some money, right? Like a lot of people, they want to buy the hype. They want to feel an emotional roller coaster. They want to like walk into a casino and feel the highs in their brain. They want like a thrill. They want a rush. Other people want to make money, and it's just that simple. There is a very key distinction, and your actions, your results, to be honest, will tell you a lot about what you truly wanted. And Jim Cramer, you know, he wants news headlines. You know, most of you guys that are in this space, perhaps not you specifically watching this video, but most of the crypto traders that are in this space on YouTube and stuff like that, they just want the thrill. They just want the excitement. They want the hope. They don't actually want the money. If they wanted the money, they would behave more responsibly. Anyway, that's my rant done just for now. Here's an interesting pattern that I did want to show you though. This is about Bitcoin's going potentially parabolic. Now, this is just a very simple diagonal line, but see, one of the things about a parabola or parabolic trend, and what does parabolic trend mean? It's just that hockey stick, right? It's like Bitcoin going from 2,000 to 20,000. It's just all fucking crazy and bubble pop territory, like that kind of chart, just like, you know, just exponentially up. You know, what happens when we enter a parabola is that we're just rising really quickly, and there isn't really a set way that we can define when we're in a parabola or when we're not. But one of the easy ways is, and this is all eyeballing, none of this is exact, there's no science to this. One of the easy ways is you draw a diagonal trend line which is fairly steep. Okay, I mean, this is like at least around 45 degrees. This is fairly steep as far as a trend line goes, and if the price breaks it, that means we are breaking resistance levels, and our angle of attack keeps getting steeper and steeper. And that's what a parabola is at the end of the day. We just keep on getting a steeper and steeper angle of attack where the market just keeps going crazier and crazier. And what's interesting is that we've had this before. If we take a look at what happened previously when we formed similar patterns, here's back in 2019 and 2020, where Bitcoin managed to 2018 and 2019, where Bitcoin managed to enter a similar kind of upwards sloping resistance trend line, and when it broke it, see, here's the parabola. This is where it gets crazy. The price is moving, you know, along this kind of line, and then when we break it, the price starts moving along this kind of line. It's very clear. You can see it's a lot steeper. The price is rising a lot steeper after we break the trend line. Right, Sammy from the future here. I have got to interrupt this because Bybit is offering you a chance to get an iPhone 14 Pro Max completely free just for signing up and depositing $100. This is only valid for the next 3 days, so I had to jump into the video and talk about this with you very quickly. All you've got to do is head on over to the link in the description down below to Bybit, the only exchange that I use pretty much for trading crypto. Sign up, make your first deposit of over $100, and you are entered to win this iPhone 14 Pro Max within the next few days. Okay, back to the video, because this is where the price predictions get really fun. It's the same thing over here. Take a look at this one right here. This was 2020, the March COVID crash, and then leading into the all-time high. You know, fairly, you know, still very aggressive price action, but after we break the line, it's different. After we break the line, we are just attack. Like previously, we're attacking it like this, and then we're jacked up. You know, we're going at a completely different pace of acceleration. And if we take a look at the numbers that resulted in, this was 137%, this was 355%. Each of these are happening across fairly similar time frames. We're not talking about small lines right here. We're not talking about small resistance lines. These are, these all span across many months. They're definitely, taking into account a lot of quite significant price history. So we're looking at somewhat similar kind of potential situations right here. This was also a bottom. This was also a bottom. This pretty much looks like a bottom. We've doubled off it, so yeah, it's definitely a bottom. We've got a similar setup right here on this chart, and that is what is most exciting. That is what is really interesting here. And if we take a look at Bitcoin doing something similar to that, this is where these fund price targets come in. If Bitcoin manages to pull off a move exactly like the previous run in 2019, 2018, and it pulls off a 137% move, that puts Bitcoin at $72,000. However, if Bitcoin is able to do one step better than that and do the second thing that we managed to pull off, that puts us at $140,000. Either way, we're setting new all-time highs, and the price is going extremely high. Now, do I actually think this is going to happen? No, not necessarily. There are a lot of instances where we don't manage to break lines like this, right? I mean, here is a beautiful example right here. You can see you could have just as easily drawn a line right here, and we didn't break it, right? And so it all depends on, do we break these resistance lines? If we end up seeing some sort of major pullback or just consolidation or whatever the case may be, there are a lot of things that could set Bitcoin back from actually doing this. And bottom line, this is going to require a lot of extremely explosive bullish energy. Is it impossible though? Absolutely not. And I think that now is a time where a lot of people would struggle to digest an idea like that and really accept it. To be fair, we've got quite high readings on the Fear and Greed Index, but I think we're still not high enough to where people would start entertaining ideas of all-time highs. I'm not either, but what's clear to me, and what's been clear to me across all of my recent YouTube videos on Bitcoin, is that Bitcoin still has a lot more upside to go. I've been saying that for quite some time. I've been fairly confident with Bitcoin's abilities to break into the 30k range when we were down here. That was only a week ago, not even probably. So you can go back and watch those videos and see that I haven't really changed my mind on that stuff either. I still think that we can go higher into this range. We're already breaking up into it, and the altcoins are just now starting to wake up. So I think that we really have the environment right now that's quite well suited to Bitcoin continuing to rise. Here's something else that I think is interesting and worth taking into account, is Bitcoin's RSI above 70, again on the topic of parabolic rallies. Now this chart literally just shows us every time the RSI rises above 70, and what's important about this, a lot of people misunderstand the RSI. The RSI is the relative strength index. When it's high, that means the strength is relatively high. We've got a relatively high amount of strength. And that's important because a lot of people think overbought RSI above 70 means we're bearish. No, it doesn't. It literally means that we're very strong. It literally means that the market is very strong. And the reason that's important is when we start to see big RSI numbers flashing, that's actually a lot of the time a much better sign that the market is probably going to keep moving up. Right? A lot of people use this, especially the noobs, the people that are new in the space, they use this indicator to tell them when to sell. This is not something you want to consider for selling. Look at the price history, look at the data. Whenever we get a very high RSI reading, good things happen to Bitcoin because it means Bitcoin is strong. That's where we are right now. And again, it's just all of these signs that come together at the very same time that makes this a very compelling image. I mean, our RSI is literally, take a look at this, literally about to peak above that 70 area, and our price is looking incredibly strong right now. Previous times when this happened, it's undeniable, really good things happen to Bitcoin. Again, that $40,000 range and breaking into it. Take a look at Bitcoin's dominance, guys. Bitcoin's dominance clearly topping out, exactly as we predicted on this YouTube channel. Yes, it happened a day late. So what? We ended up being correct about it anyway, and altcoins are rallying really well. We're seeing some nice green across the board finally. Everything's pulled back a little bit, but they're still up. Look at Solana, up really well. Look at Cardano, up really well. Look at Ethereum, breaking out exactly as expected. We spoke about all of these coins on the 𝐷𝐷𝐹𝐿𝑦𝑠 Daily YouTube channel, and that's exactly where I'm going to be right after this YouTube video ends. So if you haven't already subscribed to that channel, you are missing out on extremely critical market analysis right here, a lot of which are actually quite actionable. You know, you guys know the deal. I am a trader in these markets. I trade regularly. I trade spot sometimes, and I trade derivatives mainly, and I'm doing that all on Bybit, and I have been outlining the opportunities that I'm seeing on these charts as well. We did HBAR yesterday, Ethereum yesterday as well, and a lot more for you to check out. And I've got another couple of videos planned as well right now when I'm done with this one, so I'll see you guys on that side right there. If you've subscribed to that YouTube channel, you know, and on the note of Bitcoin's dominance just taking a step back, because we're starting to see that pull back now, that's showing me that there's now a lot of optimism in the space. Now look, it's very possible all this optimism and stuff like that, it just gets absolutely destroyed. You know, it's April, maybe by the, you know, it's the middle of April, maybe by the end, you know, some catastrophic, you know, news event happens and everybody wants to sell crypto again. And it would make sense if that kind of thing did start to happen, because Bitcoin is up massively, crypto is up massively overall. But I still think that we have more upside to go. You know, that's just the truth of it. I just think that we're not in a particularly bad position overall. Let's take a quick look at the long and short ratio. Look at this. We've got majority shorts with retail again. Top traders are still majority long, but retail traders are still majority short. So we've got the people that generally lose money the most still betting on the downside while the price continues to set new highs. You can't make this stuff up, guys. Bitcoin broke up and set a brand new high yesterday, and now it's fallen down to an old area of resistance, and it's using it as support, and people are still fucking bearish. You know what I mean? So when those people start to finally flip, when they cave and they realize they've been wrong all this time, they've been missing out on all of this money, Bitcoin's doubled from its low, when that pain starts to set in, and it's not double anymore, but it's 2.5x, it's 2.25x, you know, these bigger numbers where you start to realize, shit, if I was just in, if I just paid attention, I could have made money. When those late bears finally bloom and turn into bulls is exactly when we get the market fucking everyone over and crashing down with a minus $10,000 candle. But we're not there yet. We know that very well, just because of the factors that I've outlined over that last minute or two in that run. We're not there yet right now, so I still think that we've got more upside to go. That's just my perspective on this market from to be honest, purely a psychological perspective, which in my opinion is the only one that's relevant right here. If you have enjoyed this video, you know exactly what to do. Hit up the like, subscribe, tick the bell, do all that good stuff. Bybit is giving you up to $30,000 in free trading ammunition, so take advantage for it. Take advantage of it. It's always linked in the description right here. And I want to highlight something that's also very exciting, actually much more exciting than just that. It is this right here. Bybit is also giving away an iPhone 14, and all you've got to do, 14 Pro Max, mind you, and all you've got to do to enter this giveaway is get access to potentially up to 30k in cash bonuses with Bybit by signing up using my link in the description down below and make a deposit of more than $100. That's all you need to do, and one of you guys that does this in the next 3 days, there's not much time left for this, literally just 3 days, you will be getting an iPhone 14 Pro Max completely free, in addition to all the other cool bonuses that you get when you sign up to Bybit using my link in the description down below. So definitely make sure you check that out and take advantage of it, because this is a really cool offer, and you've only got 3 days left to get access to it. Sign up to Bybit, make a deposit of anything worth more than $100 using this link down below, and you are going to get potentially a chance to win a beautiful smartphone. It's actually the same phone that I'm rocking, and it is a very good phone. All right, I'll see you all in the next one. Have a good one. Cheers.